Let's get this thing going. So, hey, how you doing, Spree?
I'm doing good.
All right, listen, I am very glad that you came to do this with me, right? You're aware I've been trying to do this and I've been a little lazy and trying to get people in here, and I finally got somebody, so I'm thankful that it's you.
Thank you.
So how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Can't complain.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
enjoying it? Are you from here?
Yes, I am. I'm from here.
Yeah.
I was born in Daytona and raised down here.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. That's good. Have you ever seen snow?
Yeah, I saw it fall just a little bit. So I don't know if it counts as really like seeing snow when I was in New York, but it was freezing. So I've experienced the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
No,
I don't like it.
Rather Florida.
I would rather Florida's type of cold than New York's type of cold.
Understandable.
That's a completely different, whole nother different level of cold.
I'm with you. So, I know what you do, but the people that are observing us having this conversation don't know what you do. So tell me, what is it that you do?
Okay, well, I guess simply I am a writer.
Okay.
It's just the best way to say it. I've written many things, but my current project right now is a featured film.
Feature film.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a big tag. Have you done like some small stories?
I have.
Wow.
I've written short stories. I've written poems. I've written many children's books, and I've written a Christmas play for a school before too. Yes.
The Christmas play, kind of like the South Park Christmas thing. No.
So it was actually like an Elf on the Shelf type of theme play for the kids. So I did that, and it was really great, and It was fun doing that.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So now you've made the big step into a feature film.
It's like a leap into
That's
featured
cool.
films.
But
yeah.
that, listen, that just shows your growth.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. So tell me a little bit about this feature film.
Okay, well, it's called The Rebirth, and the movie is dedicated to spreading awareness on domestic violence.
Okay. So like women beating guys?
Well, and I'm not, and you know what, let me choose my words correctly, okay, because it can happen both ways.
Fair.
It can happen both ways.
Right.
But in the movie, yes, the two, relationships do involve the women.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair. You know what? Listen, that's a majority. You
right.
know what I mean?
Right.
The other is a minority. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Right.
Right.
It's just a minority, and it's totally understandable.
Right.
We're not for violence, domestic violence in any capacity. Violence, if necessary, we don't promote it, but we're not going for domestic violence.
Right.
So, all right, now. During your career, right, or as you're still growing, right, as a writer,
yes,
you have encountered some hurdles, right, and some things, and part of this show is to provide the viewer something that they can learn from my guests that they can utilize now. Like, hey, this was an actual good piece of information that I can utilize now. So. Do you have something that you'd be able to share with
the
our viewers?
Yeah. So it's not, I guess, really technically with like writing. I would say, personally, I'll start off as this. I never thought I would be where I am right now. I never thought I would have a career in writing because it wasn't my first thought process. When I went to school, actually, I went to Bethune-Cookman and actually went for their nursing program.
Okay.
So way off, way off. So I was in there, and then I started to realize that's not really something that I really wanted to do. Very queasy, just shaky hands, really not really for me. So I was undecided for a while. And it was actually a professor that actually told me to take this a little bit more serious. There was an assignment that I did, and it was a writing assignment the whole class had to do. And he said, hey, I'm not going to give you like a topic. I just want you guys to create a short story. and I want you to present it by the next class, which is the next day.
Oh, okay.
I remember staying up like the entire night trying to figure out, oh my gosh, what am I going to write? Then I have to present. I already don't like presenting. So, like, great. Man. That's no 2 pressure, in 1, no right? No pressure. So, I do it. And to be honest with you, I can't even remember what I wrote. But I presented it in front of the class. And the whole class was, like, just silent. Like, nobody said anything. So in my head, I'm just like, oh, great, they hate it. Like, everybody hates it. Everybody hates it. But the professor, he told me to stay after class, and he was just like, he's like, well, what is your major? And then I actually had switched over to elementary education. And he was just like, well, I really think you need to take your writing more seriously and think of that as your career. And I took what he said. And part of that, and I think not even just with writing, just your career choice in general, you really have to know who you are as a person. And I had to figure me out because I realized I was getting in my own way on a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, we are. We are our own hindrances.
Right.
100%.
100%. And I used to get writer's block a lot, and I couldn't figure why. But it was, my brain was just so jumbled up, and I was just so, I guess, like, discombobulated. But I really had to take that step into really getting to know me before I can even know me as a writer. Right. If that makes sense. No, I'm trying to summarize a long story short.
All right. Listen. So let me say, so did you do something, right, that helped you, force yourself, because we know we have to force ourselves to do it. Did you do something to force yourself to be a better writer or to continue writing? So, you know, what did you do?
I just did it. Just write. Even
wake
when
up in the morning and just write.
No, seriously, that's what I did. So, like, even if I didn't feel like it, I did it anyways. And I used to have, I had bought this book called Wreck the Journal, and it had like different topics, and you'll just write about it, or say rip up this page, or whatever the case may be. Okay. Or there was also a book, and it had like 48 different writing prompts. So if there's something I couldn't even think about, I'm over here just writing about the prompts, and that's just exercising my skill to every day.
So you acquired this book, right? This wreck the writer's block, right? and in doing so, right, and going through these tasks of, you know, whatever the book kind of did, it helped you instill a habit of, you know, being consistent in writing. Is that kind of
it did? And then I also, what I did, I educated myself. Okay. Because I'm like, okay, this is something that I want to do, and I want to get better at it. And I wasn't in school to learn writing or anything like that. So I have to teach myself. Right. So I was on YouTube like all the time, and I would look at, and I would subscribe to other writers' channels. And I would look and see their writing process and what they did and how they did their character development. And just all their writing process. And I literally would grab my notebook and I would take notes.
Awesome.
From the beginning to the end on all the videos. That's awesome. So
that's great.
And I would apply it to my stuff.
To your okay, good. Because what I'm looking forward to, right, are the viewers listening to our conversation and saying, "Oh, what she said was," and I'm going to try that. So I like this book. I'd like to know the name of this book, you know, when you get a chance, so that I can then, you know, obviously provide that. And then, you know, is there, I think that's really, that's it for this. Let's move on to the next thing. Right? Which is, so you're doing this feature film, right? Do you have any future plans? What are you going to do? Is writing the that's it? You're going to just jump into another? Is there maybe something that
I want to dabble in, maybe? Yeah. So writing is definitely what I love to do. but I've also wanted to try to do voiceovers.
What? Okay.
Yes.
I'm a voiceover.
Yes.
Cool,
So
cool.
I do want to dabble
right.
in that in my. So after the rebirth, there is this next project that I've been working on since I was in college, and I want to turn that into an animation.
Oh, that sounds
I
awesome.
would love to do a
Awesome
voiceover in it.
Awesome sauce.
Yes,
I'm
awesome
looking
sauce.
forward. Well, first, I'm looking forward to seeing this this domestic violence awareness movie, and I'm going to joke. It's not an action horror movie, right? It's
No.
More, okay, all right. It's more like a documentary.
It's not a documentary. No.
Right.
So it's a drama, and it's I wouldn't say horror. It's more of, I guess, like a thriller type of.
Like Taken?
Yeah, sorta.
Okay.
Kind of.
But with domestic violence instead of kidnapping,
right. So it's not horror. It's more of
Okay.
just like a thriller, like the suspense of like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next?
Okay, right. Okay,
yeah, it's
awesome.
gonna keep you on your toes.
And
awesome. With the movie too, because I did try to keep it as real as possible. So there are a lot of intense scenes. So I threw in a little comedy in there to try to lighten up the mood, so everybody's not like depressed watching it the whole time. So you got to throw some jokes and stuff. So we have like a comedian that's going to be in there too, so to lighten up the mood a little bit.
Right. Awesome. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this film, right? And bringing you back to hear about it. Do you have any sort of timeline? Excuse me.
Of when the movie's going to be?
Yeah. Or is just kind of soft?
So we're working on getting back on set to finish filming in we're in January. In February.
Okay.
By the end of February, we're working on getting back on set to finish it up. Yes.
All right, awesome. All right, good deal. All right, so now another very important question I must ask. Would you be willing to play trivia with some of our other guests if the opportunity arose? Awesome.
Yes. I love trivia.
All right, good deal. So as I acquire more talent here, I will put together a trivia deal.
Okay.
Right. So, how can we find you? I mean, we will say this. Leona.
It's LeionaFreeProductions.
LeionaFreeProductions.
Yes. So we're on Instagram, and we are also on Facebook.
On Facebook
too. Yes, the same thing. LeionaFreeProductions.
Okay. Are you in the metaverse yet?
No.
Okay. No problem. I got getting too deep.
We working on it.
All right. Awesome. Well, listen, I greatly appreciate you coming and doing this with me, right? Because it helps me as well, right? And again, it was a pleasure having you here, and I look forward to seeing you and possibly some of the actors at a future date.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you very much. Now, I have a whole exit thing, but I'm not ready. So I'm just going to click stop.
You said I'm not ready.
Man, that's it. Stop.